Hello everyone, in this video I wanted to show you the performance of this system with an Arc A770 and i7 8700 on Warzone. We are in the middle of 2026, so let's see. Everything is set to very low or lowest. Excess set to extreme performance. Everything to low. Not super low for textures, but everything else I would say is low. Let's take out also this. Details low, particles very low, shaders low, shadows very low. Okay, so we're trying to get the best FPS, of course, here. We are now currently hovering around 110, 120, and our CPU time is bouncing between 9 and 11 milliseconds, and the GPU time is very similar, so we're at a good balance now, I would say. So CPU and GPU are both at 8 now. We're just going down. Let's see where we landed. Well, quite far away from the center, I would say. So let's get to the center if we can. How does that work? Okay, we're going there. We'll try to land in a similar spot for consistency in other tests. I don't know this map. I haven't been playing Warzone for a long time because people stopped asking me for builds for Warzone. And I would say that we are GPU bound, still GPU bound, even at the slower, super lower settings. And we're having 9 milliseconds for the CPU and 10 for the GPU. Someone's running there. I guess it's a boat. Okay, so XS Ultra Performance looks nice. It's much better than FSR Ultra Performance for sure. At least FSR 3. I don't know if this game supports FSR 4, but that's also not supported by most AMD other than anything else of the new series. So I would say that's the situation here. That's a good idea of the performance we're getting. Of course, I'm using the phone to record, so that there's no additional latency caused by any recording software or anything like that. So we are GPU limited here, but we can still check that CPU time is between 8 and 9 milliseconds. I will now get hardware info up to see some temperatures. Currently looking at the center of the map, and yeah, GPU time got worst, and also CPU time, they both got worst. Here around the center, I also have hardware info running now. So we're currently sitting at 50 degrees for the CPU, pulling about 56 watts at total maximum. That's the maximum power for the CPU, so that's very good. It's very efficient. This is the memory settings. It's a tuned memory kit. The system is very tuned. And this is the GPU, Arc A770, 66 degrees as maximum, and maximum load of 112. That seems strange. That seems a bit low, to be honest. But we are GPU bound, so it should be using all the GPU power. Let's check the GPU. Yeah, it's ramping up. You can see there the frequency up there, around 2 gigahertz, a little bit more than 2 gigahertz. It doesn't seem to be showing the frequency ramping at real time. And what I mean is that the game didn't improve FPS numbers even when the frequency was showing as 1 gigahertz. So I guess that this is not really synced with the real situation. But anyways, we can see that these are the FPS in the center of the map. Okay, we're now in the center of the map. Looking at the sky, we get around 130 FPS, and if we get into the water, it's about the same. The water doesn't really affect the performance that much. I saw at some point, okay, here we are. They were shooting at us and we got it around 80. Now we are spectating and we're back to around 100. Okay, I saw a lowest value of 678 during this cutscene. We're now gonna get into the gulag, but that's not really important. So, okay, so here's the gulag and we'll get around 120 FPS. We'll get to show that. Oh yeah, that was the ballpark. 110, 120. And back to spectate, and as you can see, when we look at nothing, it gets around 120 and then it drops to 110, 100 when gaming. As low as 82 during the gameplay. That was the lowest for sure. And that is all for Warzone. So here's Cyberpunk. We're running with ray tracing medium preset, and then we're gonna drop to I would say, yeah, let's play with ultra performance on XS, because I want to show the impact, the possible impact of CPU overhead from the Arc GPU. So that means that we want to be CPU limited as much as possible. So we want to show you whether this system is going to be affected by the driver overhead. I don't think it is, because the GPU is not powerful enough to actually show that in a tooled system. Inside the tavern I was getting around 55, and outside I'm over 6, almost 70 FPS. And here we are. So minimum was 57, maximum 82, 44,000 in total. And yeah, I guess that's all for this update to the video. Ciao.